Welcome back, guys. Right now we have a WG 101 from Zen on Binding of Isaac. Check it out.
The Binding of Isaac is somewhat the love child of Edmund Macmillan, the creator of Super Meat Boy. In the game, you play as a boy named Isaac who, after being chased into the basement by his crazily religious mother, must fend for himself in the sprawling labyrinth under his house. To newbies, it may look a lot like the dungeons from the original Legend of Zelda. Essentially, that's all the game is, but with Edmund's signature insane difficulty curve. You'll be dropped into the game not knowing anything about the controls, and you will die, like, a lot. Fortunately for you, I am here to guide you through the perilous basement and possibly help you find your way back up to the surface. First off, you need to know where you should and shouldn't go in the first level. As you move around this floor of the basement, you will fill in your map. If you find a door with skulls and just general bad stuff on it, don't go in there yet. That's the boss room, and you will die if you go in there without exploring the rest of the floor first. Seriously, you will die. Don't even bother trying. What you really want to find is the door with gold around it. This is the treasure room, and on the first floor it's unlocked, so I suggest you take up the opportunity of free treasure. Binding of Isaac has a lot of items, and each one does something different. It would take up the rest of this segment for me to tell you the pros and cons of each of the items, so I'll just tell you about some of the best and the worst this game has to offer. There are two types of items in the game, ones that need to be activated and others that passively give you new abilities. You can carry one activated item at the time, but you can pick up as many passive items as you want. Each item will change Isaac's appearance, so at the end of the game you get a pretty messed up looking Isaac. One item, My Little Unicorn, gives Isaac a unicorn horn and the ability to deal massive damage by running into enemies. This effect only lasts a short amount of time though, so if you want something a bit more permanent, the passive items are for you. Some of the best passive items are the suspicious looking food items that increase your max health by 1. Once you've loaded up and you've said goodbye to your loved ones, it's on to the boss room. There are only 4 different bosses you can encounter on the first floor of Isaac's basement. The 2 hardest bosses are Gemini and Monstro. Gemini is basically 2 enemies connected together by a cord. The easiest way to beat him is to run around the outside of the room, shooting backwards, as the running half of Gemini is fairly slow, and will not be able to catch up to you. For Monstro, the key thing to remember is distance. He may look big, but he can move really quickly when he wants to, so having a bit of extra time to get out the way can save your life. Well, you've done it. You beat the first boss. Congratulations. This is only a small feat, however, as you still have several floors to go before you even get up to the final boss. The next few floors are essentially just copies of the first, so the same rules apply with going into the boss room last. Something that does change with these new floors are the new rooms that you might find on them. New rooms like the arcade and the shop are essential to getting you to the final floor. Arcades appear randomly in the second and third floors and contain a slot machine, blood donation machine, and a shell game. Only enter the arcade if you plan on spending a lot of money, as the entire room is useless if you don't have any. The shop is the same. You need a key to get in, and the prices inside vary from 3 to 15 cents. It sells items ranging from hearts to items that basically make you unstoppable, so it's worth checking out what's in there. So there you have it. Take what you've learnt here today, and hopefully you can make it up to and eventually beat the final boss. That's not all, my friends. There's something even darker and more sinister awaits those who can beat the final boss. And let me tell you, he doesn't take too kindly to fresh meat.
Next week on Worldwide Gaming.